Now we'll look into the PyTorch. What is PyTorch? Basically, we need to understand the PyTorch. PyTorch is a framework. It's a kind of a TensorFlow, and now it is related to the PyTorch is a framework, a Python-based deep learning framework used to build and train neural networks. Like neural networks is a kind of a AI models. In the case of a if you think like if it is a .NET framework or Java, a .NET or Java, like it is for the build the applications, web applications or Windows applications. But in the case of a PyTorch, it is for the in the case of a PyTorch, it is for the mainly built for the AI models. So that is the similarity we can by using by using this analogy we can understand why PyTorch is. Now we look about the PyTorch. In the case of PyTorch is developed by Meta. So now we will understand what is the PyTorch. Now basically we can divide this word. Is Py is for a Python, because this entire PyTorch is built on by Python. So now the important part where we'll have to look into this is a torch. Now this torch is a torch library. This basically which is used in machine learning. So basically this is a torch is a library which is related to the machine learning framework. This torch is a library and it is built on the framework like this torch is built on, it's a library and it is library, and this is used in the machine learning framework. But this library is built on the torch is a library, it is built by Lua. We will see what is that. So now
About 19,500 results.
So basically here in the case of PyTorch, Py is a Python built by this PyTorch is built completely on by Python, and Torch here now we'll talking about Torch. Torch is a library. This library used in the machine learning, and this library Torch library built by Lua programming language. This Lua programming language is basically built. Now in the case of Lua, like is a small fast scripting language designed to embed it inside other applications. Basically this is built on in the Brazil 1993. So Lua is basically a programming language. It is easy to execute fast execution, and easy to embed it with the other languages. In this Lua is used for a data processing and configuration and extending applications. In that context, they have used in the case of early adaptations. And in after in the 2000s, that is a global growth like gaming development and embedded systems. In that context, this Lua been using in 2000, and in the 2010 it is mostly used in the gaming engines like and the network tools, build a network tools and configuration systems like Redis scripting. In that area this Lua got used. In the now it's a Torch is an open source machine learning library. It's deep learning library used to build a neural networks and perform numerical computation. Torch is library, and it is built by Lua. So why it is built on Lua is like it is morely relevant. It's fast execution and one better results, and it is morely nearly with it's a very fast because of C is a backend. So that's a reason this Torch library performs well in the case of a deep learning process. And Torch is basically old generation of the you can say building the neural networks. Torch is basically using for the scientific computing and high performance numerical operations and flexibility for researchers. Around 2011 like Torch become the popular, that is in a Torch 7. So it is in a academic research purpose a huge they in the academic purpose used. In the case of a research Torch has used, and early deep learning experiments. So those deep learning experiments is done by using the Torch because of, as I mentioned, like very fast NEC is a backend and flexibility and easy tensor operations. Most of the neural networks is based on the tensor. It's a tensor is nothing but it's a kind of multi-dimensional vectors. So in the calculation of those tensors, mostly deep neural networks images converted into the vector tensors. So those tensors needs to be calculated, as Torch is providing the very fast execution process because of the Lua programming language. In the education was widely used at the time. In the case of industry adoption, like we have a Meta majorly contributed, and Google also early they tried deep neural networks and those things using the tensors, and many research labs also use the this Torch. So after the Google come up with their own way of implementation, that is TensorFlow, and they merged with the Keras, and TensorFlow with Keras is most popular now. And now in the case of we'll stick with the PyTorch. Now Torch has been used by Meta, and major contribution and development and mostly in their research done on the Torch by using the Torch. So but why they has not been continue with the Torch, why they will how they move with the PyTorch, why they converted this Torch in feature libraries into the Python, because of Lua, which has been used in the torch library, it's not much popular, and it's mainly the Python is more prominent, and more all are the language, all are other deep learning neural networks and machine learning neural networks are mostly available in the Python. So that Meta also converted these torch long torch library into the Python, so then there that will become the PyTorch. Then that is replaced with the PyTorch. So initially it is a Lua, it's a language, and we have a torch library where machine learning, the torch library used in the machine learning, but this torch library built uh, by using the Lua. Then Meta came into the picture, and they converted the torch into the PyTorch. This is the major history, and as I mentioned is NumPy and AI libraries and easier to learning. So most of the people available in the case of Python, then that is a major why torch is basically Meta has focused because of the tensor as more operations and neural networks modules, and it is very GPU support, and also as it is backend is C, so dynamic computation, graph early concepts. So these are all most advantage to choose the torch. Now torch is not focused on a torch, no one, it's very less execution and usage, and more promptly uh, due to PyTorch, more we are using the PyTorch for the deep learning, to build a deep learning neural networks models. Yeah, so this is the related to the PyTorch and the history of the PyTorch, the name how it came, and who is giving the most importance, that is a Meta. So final thing is like Torch is old deep learning framework, and PyTorch is modern deep learning framework. So that's it, like uh, the we can say this is a kind of a history related to the PyTorch.